Hi YouTube, it's AC Dodd here again, and I've got another torch conversion video for you. Don't worry, I'm not going to go off the rails and do loads and loads of torch conversion videos. There's no more after this one. So, and to this end, I've got for you a classic lantern type torch from the 70s, early 80s from EVERWAUKee. And the reason why I wanted to do this one is because this is just about the most simple conversion that can be done. Okay, so what have we got for you? Well, this is a classic British EVERWAUKee torch. And what's so interesting about this one, it has a very large battery base. So when it was first produced, I believe it had a 3-watt filament bulb in there. And to power that, it had two, not just one, but two of the old 6-volt lantern type square batteries with the little springs on the top in there. And I got hold of one of these and thought, wow, this makes excellent torch for conversion. So what have I done? Well, I've basically fitted an LED conversion bulb, and I've fitted lithium ion power, but with a difference. Let's dig in and have a look. So, in terms of the bulb, it's actually nothing special at all. This was effectively a bulb I picked up from Amazon, and there you go, nothing special about that. It was actually advertised as a high voltage, so this is 6 to 30 volt, and a single LED, and rated at 325 lumens. Now, whether it's 325 lumens or not, I have no way of checking, but I do know, and I've measured the current on it in this application, and it is currently consuming 1.9 watts of energy when it's running. So in terms of brightness, it is brighter. It's got more output than the original bulb, is what you'd expect, and obviously uses a little bit less energy as well. Inside the torch, not much has changed on the front. So all I've done is cleaned up the usual terminals, cleaned up the terminal on the back and the connections, lightly covered with my usual Vaseline to stop them corroding, although I am told that silicone grease is a little bit better for that. But what else have I done for power? Well, this is where it starts to get different, and this is where the thumbnail and title comes from. So maybe the term EVERWAUKEE. Now, what have I done there? I've taken EVERWAUKEE, and I've taken the name which I've used from the Milwaukee battery pack. So inside there, you can see that I've basically put in a Milwaukee M18 1.5 hour battery pack. The beauty about that conversion is I need no circuitry. So all I've done is basically connected the battery straight up to the circuitry that was already in the torch, and I've got no intermediate regulators or anything. It's straight off the battery. So the battery voltage ranges from 21 volts fully charged to about 13.5, 14 when it's absolutely flat. And of course, the regulation is all done in the bulb, which I mentioned earlier. So that basically means I get constant brightness with that battery, and no need to put any other circuitry in. So it's actually really, really good. The other thing about using that is I've used my usual foam, which is a kitchen scourer. It works really well. Purchased one of the generic M18 adapters with the wires on that you get off from any of the auction sites or any of the eBay or Amazon, and then obviously I fitted it with just a standard M18 battery. There's nothing standard about this one because this was a factory reject which I was able to buy, and then I've refurbed the battery itself. So that's a reclaimed battery that was scrap, but it's perfect for the torch application. And the good thing about it is you can see this one's been well used because it's now flat. The point I'm trying to say there is when you use a battery like this, you don't need to worry about any of your battery protection. It's already taken care of with the BMS inside the battery, and obviously you've got the level indicator on the front. So all you need to do is get yourself another battery if it goes flat, and then pop that one on charge. So in this case, I've just been over and got myself another one. You can see that one's got some more charge in it, so I'll swap that over now and put that back in. As you do with a normal power tool, pop her in, put that in to take up any slack. You can see that all fits nicely in there. Put the top back on, screw that down, and there you go, your torch is working. Now with the top off, I just wanted to say that originally there was brass contacts all the way around the top here. Well, I had a bit of an issue with a short circuit with this battery pack with that system in there. So, you know, that was actually a little bit dangerous. So I decided to remove all that to reduce the chance of any short circuits. Obviously the current output is going through a BMS board in the battery, so there is some control, but bearing in mind these batteries are designed to feed drills, so 30 or 40 amps is no problem, but obviously you don't want that kind of current flowing around inside the torch in a short circuit scenario, because you'll have yourself a fire. So one of the reasons, or the main reason, sorry, for doing that was so I reduces the chance of any short circuit developing, and I urge you to do similar things. If you're doing other torches, then make sure that it can't short circuit through any way from your modifications or existing, just so that these things stay safe, because the lithium-ion battery packs are very high power, and a short circuit can easily cause a fire. So, you know, why did I do that? Well, that's an old torch that would have been thrown out or would have been inefficient to use. By converting these torches and fitting the LED bulbs in, it saves a perfectly good torch going to waste, and also you get the benefits of using lithium-ion power, which basically means longer run times, more convenient by, you know, ease of charging, etc. Now, I could convert this with a hole in the side so you can plug something in to charge it, but there's absolutely no point using the M18 platform. It means you can new battery in and go when it's flat, and just charge the other one when you need to. So yeah, excellent. So I've had that converted 2 or 3 months and haven't charged it yet, because the power consumption is so low that the batteries absolutely last for ages. So yeah, well, I use this as a sort of an everyday torch around my property. It's got a good beam on it, and a nice wide spread of light, so and a nice colour as well. So yeah, I found that a really good conversion to do on this old torch, and I thoroughly recommend that instead of going out and buying you know, lots of batteries and all this expensive stuff, just use what you've got lying about. And I'm already into the M18 on Milwaukee tool line, so M18 batteries for me are I've got plenty of them, so they're no problem to use them. So it makes perfect sense to me, when I've already set up with the chargers, to be able to use those batteries in things like this to you know, to make sure that I've got a nice, reliable, sensible conversion. Well, I hope you found that useful. Makes an old torch usable again. So if I was you, you know, don't throw them out, get them modified, get them back in use. Make use of whatever you've got available to avoid landfill and get these things used. One thing I will say just before I go is, obviously, you know, you need to be careful with your lithium-ion batteries, so make sure you educate yourself, because you don't want to have yourself a problem with short circuiting or fires, okay? So just make sure that you are, you know, able to do the work on these, and you are able to do it to a standard where you're not going to hurt yourself or anybody else. Anyway, with that said, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.